Hi everybody, it's Beth, and today I'm making a fall ribbon wreath. I use 6 spools of ribbon from Dollar Tree, a bamboo ring from Dollar Tree, a little pumpkin that came off a stand from Dollar Tree, some twine and raffia, barn red and burnt umber and white acrylic paint and hot glue. So this is super simple to make. All you'll need to do is cut your ribbon down into strips. I cut them into strips of 14 inches. You can cut them a little bit bigger or smaller depending on how large you want it. And I ended up cutting 36 strips. So after you have them all cut, you'll fold the strip in half and then hold it over the ring, and so you'll have that little loop. And then just wrap it under, tuck it through the loop, and then pull it out and pull it nice and tight. And then I just alternated my ribbons all the way around the entire thing. So you can do this with a regular wreath form or the metal rings that Dollar Tree has. If you did a wreath form, you would just put it on the center ring and just wrap them all the way around, and the ribbons will just cover the outer rings, and you'll just fill the entire thing all the way around with the ribbons. And this bamboo ring comes in a 2-pack from Dollar Tree, and this is the larger one in the pack. So again, I ended up using 6 spools of ribbon, 3 of each of these patterns, and I used 36 strips cut down to 14 inches each. And then next, what I did was put the ribbons together and folded them in half and just fishtailed the ends all the way around. And then I wanted to make something for the center of the wreath. So I had this little pumpkin left over from another project. It comes off of one of those little stands that Dollar Tree sells. I painted both sides of it with the barn red acrylic paint, and I did 2 coats, drying it with my heating tool in between. Painted the stem with burnt umber acrylic paint. And then once that was dry, I took the white acrylic paint and just dry brushed along those cutouts, and then made some lines on the stem as well. And then I just gave it a quick sanding to give it a more rustic look. And next I took the raffia and just tied it in a knot to make it look like a little bit of a messy bow, and kind of just separated the raffia and bunched it up to make it a little bit more messy. Hot glued some of the Spanish moss to the top of the pumpkin and then added the raffia bow. And then to hang the pumpkin on the wreath, what I did was I took the twine and knotted it a couple times just so it would glue better to the pumpkin. Just put some hot glue on the back of the pumpkin and added the twine. And then what I did was just left the piece of the twine nice and long and cut it off. And then did the same thing on the bottom part of the pumpkin. So you'll have a long piece of twine hanging from the top of the pumpkin and a long piece hanging from the bottom part of the pumpkin. And then I took the wreath and flipped it over to the back side and just used that twine to make a little hanger just made a little loop and knotted it a couple times. And then for the pumpkin for the center, I just spaced out the ribbon where the hanger was and then kind of used that and guided it down the bottom, trying to get it even, spaced it out again. And then took the twine from the top of the pumpkin and the twine from the bottom of the pumpkin and wrapped them around the top and the bottom of the wreath, glued them in the center of the pumpkin, and then just tied them in a bow. And that is it, a super cute and easy fall wreath. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video.